How's it going, everybody? Welcome back into another video. I am super excited today to bring back our Chasing Perfect challenge. For those of you who have seen the channel long enough, you'll remember that a while back, it's probably been, gosh, maybe close to a year since we filmed this series in particular. We were at Lynchburg College, a 9-hole course, and the goal was to shoot 9 under through 9 holes. Well, we're bringing it back, this time at Randolph College, the course that I played a few videos back. I had mentioned if you were interested in seeing this kind of series at this course to comment. People commented, they seemed like it was a good idea. So we're gonna give it a try because this is another 9-hole course that is very short and very gettable. But we're gonna have some specific rules for this one in particular. So let me explain. So Randolph College, this course takes place right in the middle of Randolph's campus, which right now in May is deserted because the students are gone. Once they come back in the fall, it won't be super easy to film here all the time. So we're gonna make this a timed, limited series, and that's gonna add to the difficulty. There will only be 4 episodes of this series. One in here in May, one in June, July, and August. So that way it's done while the students are all gone. And that's gonna add to the difficulty. Also, each episode is only going to have a certain amount of attempts allowed. If you remember our previous series, the way we would do it was I didn't always have to come back to hole 1 to restart. If I made a bogey on hole 3 and I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to get to 9 under, I would start my next attempt on hole 4, and then I just had to get 9 holes consecutively to be 9 unders. We're gonna do that again, but this time we're gonna raise the stakes a little bit. This time, for each attempt I fail, we're going to add a disc to a jackpot. And then each episode that I don't achieve my challenge, there's gonna be a major prize added to the jackpot. These major prizes could be anything from a rare disc to the grand prize. If I don't get it in the 4th episode, it's gonna be an Atlas Pioneer bag like the one I have here. So set up for a pretty awesome prize. And after the jackpot has compiled, whether I complete the series or not, whenever the stopping point is, one of you subscribers, so make sure to subscribe down below to be entered into this, is going to win that jackpot, whatever is compiled. I mean, it may be at that point 15 discs, rare discs, apparel, and a bag. So it's gonna be an insane journey. But let's not stall any further and let's get into attempt number 1. Now, one thing to mention is obviously this course is very short. Technically, the U-disc gives it 2 par 4s. We are not gonna play them as par 4s. That would be too easy. That would be even easier than our last challenge. I think playing them all as par 3s will make this a similar difficulty to our previous Chasing Perfect, because that one, honestly, like, the par 4s were not super easy to get as eagles, but that saved my butt many times. So this time, it's 2 shots per hole. We gotta throw a good shot, make a putt. The other quirk to mention is most of the holes don't have tee pads or even tee markers. I will establish, based on U-disc, what it says, and based on just what I can see, where the tee marker is gonna be, so I play the same hole every time we come back. This is attempt number 1. The first hole is kind of tricky because we're throwing around this curved building and it's blind. So it's just chipping a hyzer and hoping we land close and get started. Because remember, each attempt I fail, there's a penalty this time. There's gonna be one of my personal discs added to a jackpot. So we'll have to count them up. We're just gonna go cash off the first tee. Hey, maybe we'll ace. Oh, I like that. Okay, I think that should be close. Great start for our first hole. Hey, maybe we'll get it first try. I forgot to mention, the way I'm capping my attempts per video is with 18 holes as the cutoff at the start of an attempt. So if I'm on my 4th attempt and my 2nd hole is my 18th hole of the video, then whenever that attempt is over, that's it for the video. So whenever we hit 18 holes, that attempt that we're on is the final attempt, and that'll be our cutoff mark so that I can't just play as long as until the sun goes down, basically. There will be a cutoff to make this harder. All right, hole 2 is immediately one of the trickier ones here. The basket finishes up in those trees. You can see there's 2 trees kind of on the hillside. It's on the right side of the leftmost tree. You could try to punch a backhand right at it, but I think it's a forehand realistically, and just trying to aim to throw it like basically to the base of that leftmost tree. We'll have to kind of figure out once we get through the course. Obviously, I just played it like a couple months ago, but I can't rack my brain and remember which were the harder holes, but there's always going to be some trap holes on these courses, any of these ones with hillsides, like this hole, is automatically a trap because you can get bad rollaways. So I also don't love that it's a forehand. Like my forehand on this shot is not as confident. We're gonna use this, whatever this box is kind of my tee marker to remember where I tee off on this hole because there's not one in the ground. I think we'll just go hunter bird and just, yeah, we're just trying to land up by that tree. Oh. Okay. I think that's, oh, right. I'm a little bit short, but I think that's inside the circle. Not bad. One interesting thing about this series is when we did it at Lynchburg College, if I were to at any point make a par or even a bogey, I could continue playing knowing that there was 2 eagle opportunities. But on this course, like, yeah, I could ace, but I think it's in my best interest to not waste holes. So like if I make a par, I gotta just restart my attempt. Like the attempts are gonna add up. Also, it doesn't help that this entire first episode is gonna take place in some pretty gusty wind, which the putting is gonna be the difficulty. We already got an uphill putt right into it. I didn't want to say anything about the baskets because I was like, you know, they're older baskets, but you know, it's my fault if I miss a putt. That was basically dead center and just went straight through the basket. That is going to be fair, the baskets at Lynchburg College are nothing crazy. Well, no, they're better. Yeah, these baskets I think are old. They are old DGA baskets. And I mean, that just cut through like a knife through butter. Well, that's the end of attempt number 1. Thought we were gonna have something special. Add a disc to the jackpot, and we move on to attempt 2. So as far as I know, this might be one of the harder holes just because it's kind of long. This is hole 3. This is one that they technically call par 4, but it's obviously not. It's like 260 feet, and you just kind of have to hit a little bit of a gap between these trees. It's a putter shot with the wind. It's not gonna be super easy. We're gonna go pivot right at it. I've got a tree here that I'm gonna use as my consistent tee marker because I don't have one once again. I know that this hole and the next one are back-to-back the par 4s. The next one is easier than this one. So we're going caps pivot, a little bit sadder of a disc considering their circumstances. And by that I mean they're in Cancun. This might be too much wind for this disc. I'm gonna go cash. I think I need this into the headwind. It might have actually been tailwind. That got shot down super hard. My line was okay. Not a super close putt, and in that wind, this is gonna be difficult. Closer than I thought, only 25 feet. That was a really poorly thrown putt. This is gonna be pretty comedic. Like until I can get a little streak going, when it rains, it pours. Like that's attempt number 2, gone. 2 discs into the jackpot. Next attempt starts. You'd have to imagine on a course this easy, at some point I'll make more than 1 birdie in a row. But we will see. This is another downhill, one of the longer throws, but it shouldn't be that difficult. This time we're gonna go pivot. We have a little bit of tailwind. Grip blocked that so bad. I think I need to go forehand on this hole. Problem is the slammer is banned out of my bag and that's what I'd like to throw. But I think I actually ended up with a circle's edge putt. I didn't deserve it, I got lucky. Suppose I should have known I was due for a rough start in this series after starting break 50 and beating it in 1 try. Although, hey, that series also, that round started a little rough and then got better. So hey, we've got it can start at any moment, you know? We just have to find the magic. Gotta get the putt going at some point. The putt is in fact very broken. At this point, the real challenge might just be making a birdie on this course. This is one of the easier ones. It's just a little tunnel. It's just over 100 feet. We've gotta make a birdie. This has not been good. feel like that's close enough I can't miss. Oh, this green is certainly grown in. Just like any of these score-based challenges I do, it's all about throwing it so close that I have no choice but the birdie. Hey, we got one. Let's try and get two. Maybe lucky attempt number 4 will be the play here. This hole is one of the ones that is easy, but it just will take some calibration. The basket finishes inside of a path. The path is not OB. It's not declared that way, so we're not going to play it that way, even though it would be a sick hole. But if you can see that tree in the distance, it's right next to that tree and it's on a downward slope, so it's kind of quick. So this hole is a very simple forehand flick shot. I just have to get it dialed in, and the first time through, it might take a little bit of a learning curve. So we're gonna take the zone OS and just kind of hop it over there and try to throw a pass to that tree and see what happens. I feel like this is a stretch of the course where if I can get this hole, the next few are pretty easy. They're all easy, who am I kidding? Okay, I feel like I like that. Like that should be pretty good. I think I landed a little bit right and maybe a little short. Try to give you a picture of this green. You can see the basket sits just behind this tree and the path kind of goes around it on either side. It's downhill. It definitely got to the basket pretty quick. I could have rolled though, but we're in a great spot. That shot, really I should be able to throw it somewhere into this grouping every time. It's just a matter of what kind of ground play do I get, because there's a lot that can happen. And if you hit path, you can skip, so that's no good either. Okay, that was a good putt. That was a good, confident stroke. That's our second in a row. We officially have a birdie streak. Though we have all obviously had a pretty humble start to this challenge, I do genuinely think, like if the putt's on, I think a lot of this series will come down to me getting quite a few streaks of like 6, 7, 8, and then it's just, can I not choke those putts and those shots down the stretch? Because this back half of this course, like I know for a fact that the last 3 holes are very straightforward as long as you don't get a weird bounce. This one, we're throwing in between basically this brick storage building and that tree. I think it's just a forehand, just blasted up there once again. Yeah, that was perfect. Right under the last branch, that's a tap in. Should have a streak of 3 going here. I almost missed that, I'm not gonna lie. Quitting on so many putts right now. I feel confident, and I get right to the end, I just kind of bail out on it. It's dangerous. All right, that's 3 in a row. We have a little streak going. We still have, I believe, 2 more holes on our first play through before we start cycling back through. I definitely have decided that this back part of the course is the part that you have to close on, because that front half is much harder. Hole 8 might be one that gets in my nightmares because it is very straightforward. Said that probably a few times today. It's only like 150 feet, but we are throwing straight uphill. And obviously on the putting green, we have to make birdie, so rolling off of that doesn't matter. But if I catch one of those limbs above the basket and it drops down onto any kind of roller angle, it's gone. Okay. That worked out. I pulled it over, but the limbs kind of slowed it down and it settled. That's about 15, 20 feet. That'll work just fine. Gotta be a better way to walk up that hill. I went straight up it and that was awful. I think I need to go around next time. That took it out of me. All right, short putt, let's go. There we go. Those low ones can't spit out. We're finally in a little groove. See, I feel real dangerous when I get to this point in the streak. Like it doesn't feel like I should miss any of these holes, and it's mostly because I haven't had a putt that was remotely a tester in a little bit, because those are the ones that'll get me sweating. But even if I can get 9 and 1, which should be easy holes, I then got to play the 2 hardest ones back to back, and I'd be finishing on that. I'd be finishing on the downhill one. That's technically the second hardest hole. So we'll have a tough finishing stretch if we even can get towards there here. The 9th hole here at Randolph is a little bit of a wild card because we're throwing very blind. Right over top of these hedges, and you have to just crest them and then fall down as quick as possible. So it's definitely a shot that under pressure isn't super easy, because you can mess it up and leave it short. So we're just gonna throw another forehand and just try and stall it just over and hopefully get nice and close. Go. Oh my. See that? And that wind, that almost got dropped into those bushes, and that's like a no putt. We got just over, I think, and that should be close, unless I'm remembering the hole wrong. Yeah, this is right where we wanted it, just as we thought. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. I was like rehearsing what I was gonna say next. Like, all right, we're on a 5-hole streak, heading back into it, into the 9. There was that miss I was telling you about. Just let it bail out, slip out left, and you're never gonna get that catch on mostly any baskets, let alone these. That was probably a humbling experience there, because I really felt like after I got going, I'm like, oh, we're gonna get this no problem. Well, attempt number 4, down the drain. That's 4 discs into the jackpot, and we're halfway into our holes allotted for the day. So we'll be starting fresh from hole 1. All right, we're back to hole 1. Remember, we got 9 holes left to play with, but if we have an existing attempt going when we get to our 18th hole, we get to keep going. So as long as we finish on a birdie on hole 9, we can keep going, whether that's a new attempt or the attempt we were working on. So that's, at least the 9th hole is an easy one for that sake. I feel like hole 1's gonna be the one we ace, because it's blind, so you won't even get to see it, just like my last one. And it just feels like it's gonna happen. Cash. Imagine if I ace right now. Can you imagine? That could be it. I'm not even gonna lie, I expected that to go in. Dang, gotta take it a little tighter, but like this basket is in danger. I'm gonna get it. Honestly, playing these holes 72 times through, or however many holes I end up playing in this series, I'd hope I at least get close to an ace. Sheesh. All right, 1 through 1. We better get a hole 1 most of the time. I think I'm gonna stick to my game plan for most of these holes the second time through, maybe change up a couple of them, but this one, I like the forehand hunter bird still. This worked out. Obviously the basket did not help us out too much. Oh no. Saw that off high. The forehand is always going to have that element of surprise where I might do something dumb. Caught up in the limbs, rolled down the hill just like I said it could. Well, we'll try and throw it in. Hardly a look at the basket if we're being honest. I'm going to try and get a forehand to go just around the tree and slide it in. Oh, feel like I started on a decent line, the wind got under it. All right, that is attempt number 5, I believe, done for. 5 discs now into the jackpot, onto attempt number 6. It's gonna be a lot of discs in this jackpot. You should make sure you subscribe. Back to hole 3. I'm fairly confident that holes 3 and 4 are gonna be our biggest challenge on this course. So if we could start birdie on these 2 holes, that'd be an awesome way to start a run. So we're gonna go cash, just make sure we get it there. We threw another good shot last time, just didn't make the putt. Oh, the same thing, I just didn't throw it high enough. Hopefully it's as close as last time, it might be shorter. Even when I decide in my mind that I'm just running it and I don't care if I miss, I still miss ugly. That's 6 attempts down, on to attempt number 7. 6 discs already in the jackpot. I'd like to think there could be an episode where maybe only 1 or 2 discs go to the jackpot, but at this rate, looks like we may end up giving away 50 discs by the end of this thing. We're gonna go forehand this time. Forehand cash. I like the line a little better, and I like the path you can get a skip too. Oh my gosh, dude. I also love that you can throw it 100 feet in the air and go way down the hill. The forehand is lost right now. Like, I'm the greatest putter of all time. In all seriousness though, that was a humongous putt, because now that hole is checked off the list for this run, and I mean, that was giving us the most problems. So, all right, we might be in a good spot. We got our tiny tunnel shot here, and we got the easy holes coming up. So good. Let's go. Parked it. It is crucial to the survival of my disc collection that I don't miss holes like that. Back to our chippy island hole with another chippy forehand. Okay. I landed just short of the tree that's near the basket, so I think that's good. I just get scared of the rollaway on this one. A little precarious. Boom. I think as long as we keep it short of this basket and don't chuck it long, and we won't get too many bad breaks. Another one of our forehand holes here. This one, I just gotta really make sure I don't throw too high because I think that's the only danger on this shot. Like, get under there. Ooh, that's parked, but like, I'm flirting with those tree limbs, heavily flirting with them. Favorite kind of putt right here. All right, making moves once again. Just gotta escape the giant hill ahead of us. Another hole with scary tree limbs. Perfect. Perfect. We got this hole figured out. This time we're gonna walk up the left instead of straight up it. That was a nightmare. Boom. Somehow these baskets are scary even from that close. All right, we got a great streak going. So now we just need to make sure we birdie 9. A, to keep our streak alive, and B, to make sure we can keep playing. As we bogey 9, that'll be our 18th hole, or par it. That'll be our 18th hole and we'll be done for the day. Like I said, this is the 18th hole of the video, so only 2 things happen from here on out. Either we birdie 9, 1, 2, and 3 and win, or we par, video's over, and that's it. We'll have a major prize added onto the jackpot as well. Ooh. I hope that wasn't long. I really put it up there in the wind, hoping it would stall back. It's definitely further than my last one went. It's literally the exact same spot as we were last time. I mean, when the wind is blowing and you can literally see like a 7-inch wide gap straight into the chains or into the pole, what do I expect? I don't know. But like, that was brutal. That was not a hard putt. That was dead center and just popped right back out. Oh, I mean, hey, you know what? Maybe if this challenge was kind of easy from a throwing standpoint, maybe we need alternative factors and variables like the baskets to get us, because they cost us twice today. But you know what? I still feel confident. I feel like without wind especially, we're gonna have a great chance of this. Let me know in the comments down below if you think we need to switch up any rules. I'm pretty set on them, but I can be persuaded if they're really good suggestions and everybody likes it. Also, the jackpot, I believe that was our 7th attempt, which would mean 7 discs have been added to the jackpot. And the major prize for this episode is gonna be a limited edition CT Photon Buzz that Foundation ran years and years ago. It's in mint condition, and that's gonna be added into the jackpot. So it's a rare disc, mint condition, that we ran. And that's just the lowest of the prizes. They're gonna get better and better each episode until we give away a bag if we make it all the way to that 4th episode. So make sure to keep tuning in, like this episode if you wanna see more, and hopefully we'll have better luck next time, but I guess you're probably hoping not so. We'll see you then.